Analysis of verbs and verb tenses with practical examples. Introduction to verbs. Verbs are the backbone of any sentence, expressing actions, states, or conditions. They can be categorized into action verbs, linking verbs, and helping verbs, as well as regular and irregular verbs. Types of verbs. Action verbs describe actions. Example: everyday life, she runs every morning. Example movies: in Forrest Gump, Forrest says, I just kept running. Linking verbs connect the subject to additional information. Example: everyday life, the soup smells delicious. Example books: in The Great Gatsby, Gatsby is mysterious. Helping verbs assist the main verb to form tenses or moods. Example: everyday life, she is reading a book. Example movies: in The Matrix, Morpheus says, what you know you can't explain. Regular versus irregular verbs. Regular verbs follow a predictable pattern. Add ed for past tense. Example: I walked to the store. Irregular verbs do not follow standard rules. Example: she went to the park. Overview of verb tenses. Verb tenses indicate the time of an action or state. There are three main tenses: present, past, future, each with four aspects. Simple, continuous, progressive, perfect, perfect continuous. Examples of tenses: present tense, simple, I read every day. Continuous, I am reading a book. Perfect, I have read this book before. Perfect continuous, I have been reading for an hour. Example movies: in The Lion King, everything the light touches is our kingdom. Past tense, simple, I read a book yesterday. Continuous, I was reading when you called. Perfect, I had read the book before the movie came out. Perfect continuous, I had been reading for an hour when you arrived. Example books: in Harry Potter, Harry was walking through the castle when he heard a noise. Future tense, simple, I will read tomorrow. Continuous, I will be reading at 8 p.m. Perfect, I will have read the book by next week. Perfect continuous, I will have been reading for 2 hours by the time you arrive. Example movies: in Back to the Future, where we're going, we will not need roads. Modal verbs. Modal verbs express possibility, necessity, ability, or permission. Common modal verbs include should, could, would, might, must, and can. Usage examples: expressing capability, she can solve the problem. Example movies: in Spider-Man, with great power, you must also come great responsibility. Expressing permission, you may leave early today. Example books: in To Kill a Mockingbird, you can shoot all the blue jays you want. Expressing obligation, you must finish your homework. Example movies: in The Lord of the Rings, one ring to rule them all. And in the darkness, bind them. Subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement ensures that the verb matches the subject in number and person. Rules and examples: singular subject with singular verb, the dog barks loudly. Example: everyday life, the car needs fuel. Plural subject with plural verb, the dogs bark loudly. Example books: in Pride and Prejudice, the Bennet sisters are lively and witty. Common exceptions: collective nouns, the team is winning. Indefinite pronouns, everyone is invited. Phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are combinations of verbs with prepositions or adverbs, creating unique meanings. Examples: everyday life, she gave up smoking. He ran into an old friend. Popular movies: in Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear says, to infinity and beyond. Phrasal verb, go beyond. In The Avengers, Tony Stark says, we put together a team. Popular books: in The Catcher in the Rye, Holden says, I looked up to my brother. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.